What a transition. That was perfect. Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech. And I can hear myself. I better mute that. How's it going? Sorry I'm late. I had a hat and I put it somewhere. I don't know where I put it. My dog's licking my mic. That might be loud. And I don't particularly like this hat. But my hair's a mess. So, slightly low, huh? Okay, hold on. Let me just crank that up. Wait, which way do I need to gain louder? Yeah, there we go. That's louder. That's really loud. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Not too bad? I feel like I'm usually too quiet. Nice iMac G3, thank you. I am pretty good. Sorry, someone said, hey, how are you today? And then the guy below said, I'm in love with someone in real life. Good for you, man. That's usually how it works. Anime has taught us differently. Is it anime? I don't know. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's been a while. Well, it's been a month-ish. Been about a month. Man, I can't talk. So today we've got some basic plans. Oh, first off, here's Cola. Can't forget that. Hello. I do. Yeah, she would be great. It's like, why am I thinking of that video of, the cat playing chopsticks on the piano? I feel like she could do that, no problem. No practice. Anyway, today we've got some plans. We're going to watch my first video that I ever made, which is not a good idea. And then we're going to possibly watch some other stuff too. We'll see. Just have a good time. And do some general discussion, some talking. And then we're going to get into a meme review thing that Space Sentinel set up for me. Matthew, could you actually make a public Google Drive folder so I can just use my browser to show it? Because that's what I have set up. I forgot to set anything else up. I expect to see some cringe today. Thank you, Space Sentinel, Mr. Member. That's right. Don't forget, folks. Memberships are open. Massive appreciation. Kitten FE, $10 for Cola. Thank you so much. You hear that? $10. I'll make sure I spend $10 on a toy or something for her. All right, we'll do that, or a treat. You want a treat or something? Oh, I better not say that right now. She'll expect a treat right now. But honestly, really appreciate it. And yeah, memberships are open, which means you can use emojis if you have a membership. In fact, can I use emojis? Can I? There we go. Yeah, like that. Okay. But we're going to just go ahead and, just for the sake of any VOD watchers, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the cringe. That is my first ever video, and then we'll take a couple steps back, and I'll go over my top 5 smartphones of all time. How does that sound, since someone's asking for it? Okay, let's see hopefully this works here. There we go. Should be able to hear me. I'm realizing now the audio capture, it's probably not set up for an audio capture, so I should probably set that up. Yes. Okay, that should do it, I think. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so, okay. Context. Let me move this so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Without resizing the window, because that messes everything out. Can't comment without I pay first. No, you can comment fine. Memberships are just there for those who want to help out, support the channel. Vastly appreciated, of course. And I feel like a real streamer now that I have memberships. It's like a Patreon or something. Don't forget to use your Prime sub. Oh, not quite. Okay, so this is my first video ever. I'm in the way here, so let me... There we go. The comments apparently are turned off. That's right. I never had comments on because I was afraid people would, like, swear at me. So I was... It says 9 years ago. How old was I? I like how it auto does key moments. That's funny. March 22nd, 2014. So it's just about 14 years old because I turned 14 April 6th, 2014. So, that's right. I used to use Bitly links everywhere. I don't do that anymore. But anyways, update a review, iPhone 4 in 2016. Oh, good. I was worried there was no update. This is the equivalent of a tier 1 sub on Twitch. Right, thank you, Icarus. Much appreciated. Yeah, basically, I guess. We have tier 1, tier 2. If the tier 1, you get the emotes. Tier 2, you get the get the what do you get? Oh, the private Discord channel, which is pretty bopping, by the way. You guys should definitely come join that. Anyway, all those links for Discord and everything are in the description. That's where we had memes submitted. So last chance call out for those who want to submit their memes now. It's on the Discord somewhere. So there you go. But let's go ahead and watch this disaster of a first video, shall we? So I had just gotten an iPhone 4 for free from my uncle because I couldn't afford anything, which I probably talk about. Okay, I gotta catch up here. First, thank you, Joseph. Cola is great. I agree. She really is the best, isn't she? Cola, you're gonna be eating tonight. Yeah, people are paying for you for your food. I don't have to starve you. $5 for Josh so he can buy the iPhone 15 Pro in red. Thank you. Yeah, that would be awesome. If they actually do a red color, I probably will get it, to be honest. I would love a red iPhone 15 Pro. But anyways, let's go ahead, and if there's any donations, I'll much appreciated, guys. Get to you after, but let's get started here. Yeah, 13 got a new phone. So this was my old intro. Tech hockey. Okay, first off, yes, tech hockey and more. Don't. I gotta move my OBS or something here so I can actually see what's going on. How can I do this here? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so, well, we'll see. HockeyMan91, man. That was me. I was HockeyMan91 back then. Yep, that was the channel name. So this isn't actually my first video ever. Sorry, it's telling me I need to change the video resolution. Why? It's fine, right? Which is not supported. What, you're not going to support 4K? I'm not switching the resolution. 4K is fine. YouTube's telling me like it's too high quality, I guess, which is not usually something people say about my content, funnily enough. Anyway, let's just watch it. I was HockeyMan91. I did hockey videos.
Hi YouTube, what's up? It's HockeyMan91 here with a tech review on the iPhone 4, whether it's useful or not in 2014. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice about the iPhone 4 is how brilliant it looks, even 4 years after it was released. It's thin as a rake, and it looks...
Okay, the thin as a rake line I've used in other iPhone 14 reviews. That's something that Steve Jobs said specifically, so that's why I know that line. There's a lot to kind of petition to bring back hockey videos. I don't think you're going to get a lot of signatures there. There's a lot to digest here, I feel like. First off, this background here, this backdrop I have is like a globe map. Oh, you can see there's writing or something. Do you see that? Hold on, can I... Right below me right here, right down there. You see that? It says like TO something. What does that say? It's probably some like slur. Imagine. No, I guess some writing probably got like off onto the map. I never noticed that before. What does that say? Can't hear it. Well, I paused it. I probably made it too quiet though. Hold on. It's probably just really loud for me, so it's quiet for you guys. So I can turn that down on my end though. Yeah, let's continue.
On the iPhone 4, whether it's useful or not in 2014. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice about the iPhone 4 is how brilliant it looks, even 4 years after it was released. It's thin as a rake, and it looks marvelous.
Looks marvelous.
Still has a very cutting-edge, modern look to it, even 4 years later. It's got a 3.5-inch Retina screen compared to the 4-inch Retina display iPhone 5, 5C, and 5S. Okay, so let's get
I say that, but I'm not showing it. Why aren't I showing the display if I'm talking about how beautiful it is? Come on, Josh. Audio is good now. Thank you. Yes, okay. Everyone's saying it's too quiet. Wow, your voice hasn't changed that much. No, you're right, though. I mean, it sounds really bad to me because it was like I was younger, and it is kind of nasally sounding, but my voice broke when I was like 12 or before I was 13. So luckily there's no old videos of me that exist before my voice changed, which is good. In Trump voice, it's the most marvelous display. No better display than the iPhone 4. That's what everyone tells her. Everyone agrees. Everyone tells me this. It's the best display on the market. It was at the time. Top-notch cinematography. Thank you. I agree. Holding the camcorder and talking because I didn't have a microphone. So I literally, the clips where I'm talking here, that is like I'm talking as I'm holding the camcorder. And I did use an actual camcorder, by the way. True story. Hey, how's it going? I'm watching from India. Welcome. Bonjour. This will give you a really good impression of what this channel's all about.
Got here my old HTC smartphone, and I'm going to be using that to time it. 3.
Okay, boot tests are useless because it's going to vary so much. But anyways.
2.
I like how I had to include that part. I wonder if you can see my face in the reflection somewhere. Probably not. Oh, there it goes.
Alright, that took about 53 seconds to boot up. It says 55, but it took me about 2 seconds
like
to
I have to
stop
clarify
it.
that.
At this point, we're going to be talking about the processing power and whether this is powerful enough to be a working smartphone in...
Boot up tests are useless. Don't do a boot up test if you're going to do a video. There's no point. Not on smartphones. They're too... Smartphones still take a while. Like 55 seconds, that's not that far off from what like a current phone does, I feel like. But yeah, no, phones take a while to boot up. Is that an HTC rhyme? So no, that's an HTC Wildfire S. Where is it? There it is. HTC Wildfire S, specifically. You would think I would like use the green screen as a green screen, but not needed.
Alright, that took about 53 seconds.
I think how there's like
up.
A full 2
55,
seconds
but
to pause
took
it.
me about 2 seconds to stop it. At this point, we're going to be talking about the processing power and whether this is powerful enough to be a working smartphone in 2014. With iOS 7.1, it is a lot faster than it was. Battery life is not great. So
I don't clarify anything there. It's just faster, guys. Just trust me. Source, trust me, bro. Actually, I think there is a source down there. But I didn't think of... I think I just, like, forgot to say how it's faster, or I didn't feel like it, so I just, like, linked to an article in the description. But supposedly, it did get significantly faster. From what I remember, the 7.1 update, somebody will remember, was pretty good, I think. Like, I think it actually helped quite significantly.
On iPhone 4 on iOS 7, as you probably know if you have
Still
one.
slow.
Hopefully
Still super slow.
Get a day out of it if you're just on standby most of the day. This is an A4 processor. For internet browsing, the speeds are not going to be as great as you'll have on a different processor for sure. But if you're
wow. For processing power, it's not going to be as good as a better processor, boys. My first Android was a ZTE from Cricket Wireless, so yeah. iOS 7 sucks on the iPhone 4. Probably should have keypad. I like to read things phonetically, by the way. So if you make typos, there's a good chance I just read it that way. Yeah. No, it probably should have stayed on iOS 6. But don't forget, everyone was so hyped for iOS 7 when it came out that I don't remember. I think it was already updated when I got it. I don't remember though. So if it wasn't, I'm sure I would have updated it anyways because. Everyone was hyped for iOS 7. It was something new, finally, after the same thing for really not that long in hindsight, considering, since iOS 7, it's been 10 years? Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, this will mark 10 years since iOS 7. And the design is, different now. But, like, looking at this, it doesn't look that different. Even the music icon's back to how it used to be, pretty much. Gotta love the useless folder. Yeah, no, that's where I belong.
You're going to be getting this phone to go on data and, use it for a lot. Not only will that drain the battery, it also is not going to be that fast. So if you're going to get it, you definitely want to keep that in mind.
Wow.
The camera on the iPhone 4 is HD. You're going to want to keep in mind that this doesn't have Siri.
No examples or anything. The camera on the iPhone 4 is HD. You want to keep in mind you don't have Siri. That was a big downside back then. I'm not even joking. People wanted Siri in 2013, 2014 because it was new-ish. Still new. Oh, this is pain. This is pain. This is actual pain.
Or any of the nice features like that the iPhone 4S has, or the 5, or the 5S, 5C, whatever. This isn't going to be upgradable to iOS 8 when it comes out in probably about 7 months.
I'm right. I called that. Yeah, I could have been wrong, but I was right. I mean, it was a pretty simple guess because the iPhone 3GS only got to iOS 6, but I'm still right.
If you want to be able to update it to the latest version in 7 months, you're going to be out of luck. If you're okay with having a slightly older version, then this might just be the phone for you. It also works as a great starter iPhone if you're just getting used to the iPhone feel. If you're just going to use it for gaming, you shouldn't have too much difficulty. So basically the final line is...
For a camcorder mic, I feel like this isn't that bad. Am I crazy? Am I just getting used to it? I feel like, considering it's a camcorder mic and I'm just talking into it while holding it, could be worse. Maybe it's because I'm like huddled in my room in like the corner desk I had at the time, so like the acoustics are pretty good. But feels normal for every YouTuber to react to their first vid. I think it's just like, it really is, you know. I mean, this was almost posted 10 years ago. 1 year from now it'll be 10 years. The channel turns 10 this year because I think it's like October 2013 that I technically created the channel. That's probably when I was posting hockey videos. I don't really remember. How's your 14 Pro 9 months later? We'll get to that in a minute. Let's finish this up. We're almost there.
If you want to get something for your kid, you know, something to play around with, this is a great phone to do it. Great time to do it. It's fairly cheap and it's still modern. So I hope this helped you out. If you want more tech reviews and stuff, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully I'll have more in the future. Bye.
There it is. That masterpiece. Don't forget to subscribe and like. My free intro, outro I found online. Hockeyman91. Wow. At least the 91 stayed consistent, though. I mean, what just happened?
Before Notion, what you found out.
Apparently it's still monetized. That's good. Yeah, well, that's the video anyway. It's only 3 minutes. I turned it into probably about 10 there, just talking about it. The music's so dramatic. It really is. To be specific, October 2nd, 2023. Yeah, that'll be the 10-year anniversary, I guess. I'll take your word for it. How many iPhones do you own? At the moment, I have like a tote that's like probably like this, and that's all my unsupported iPhones, and it's pretty much full. So I don't know, a few dozen. I maybe more, maybe less. I honestly couldn't tell you. A lot of them are like crappy iPhone 4 and under era though. So like they're kind of those ones are kind of a dime a dozen these days. Like they're really easy to find for cheap. And so I have a good few of them. Yeah, the dramatic music really, I think, kind of caps the whole thing off, doesn't it? Man, my OBS chat is like significantly slower than the actual YouTube chat. That's interesting. Oh, now it's fine. Okay, so that's that. We could watch, what else? What's on the side here? Mini PCs, yeah. iPhone 4 in 2019. Whoa. How Apple killed the iPhone 4S. That's right. They did indeed. I think we can all agree on that one. Anyway, let's switch back here and just have some good old quality time. Just me and you. Just us two people. Yeah, so that was the first video I ever made. And it got 34,000 views apparently. That's more than it used to have. I remember it hitting 20K and just being like pretty blown away. And the thing is that if you actually, if we go back here, hold on. And we look up iPhone 4 in 2014, 2024. That's next year. 2014 review. Oops, I bumped the mic. We've got nothing from 2014 except for me, pretty much. iPhone 4 in 2014. There's my video. 12 years ago, right? So that's when the iPhone 10 came out. Oops. What was going on there? Hold on. Okay, just dancing. All right. I wanted to see more of that. Yeah, just regular reviews, right? And there's another one. So I'm the only one, really, who was doing this at the time. I can't find any more here from, like, 9 years ago rather than, or whatever it was, rather than 12 years ago. I remember there was there was like an iOS 7 review somewhere. But, yeah, so I was like the only one who did it. That's why I got views. It was actually a good idea. It was a really good idea to look at a phone that was cheaper and used and revisit it. Because, you know, people want to save money, and that was a good way to save money. I spent a long time making this video, by the way, if you've never seen it. The 4S 10 years later. That was a good video, I think. Anyway. Switch back here. This hat is going to drive me mad. I'm going to take these off now. I think we're done with them for now. And, hat hair. Oh gosh, look at this. mess. Okay, now we're keeping that on. We're keeping it on. I got hair everywhere. Okay, I look... Oh, boy. Wow. Okay, anyways, yeah, so that's that. Fun times. I didn't know what I was doing, but I somehow got views on that video, and that's what led me to do more videos down the line. I did iPhone 4 in 2014, 15, 16, and then it was after that that I started to, in 2016, I made more stuff, and then, yeah, by the end of 2016, I was making, like, a few things. 2015, I think, I made those Minecraft Let's Plays, and then it was kind of spiraled from there. So basically, that video getting views is the only reason I kept doing videos, because I was like, whoa, this is a gold mine here. You know, I could maybe turn this into something, and then I did. Are we going to see a gaming live stream soon? Probably not, but we could. I mean, if we wanted to. I've been playing Zelda lately, and it's been a blast. Maybe we should. Maybe when, like, the master mode comes out, we should stream that. It'll be fun. 1 month here. One member for 1 month. Thank you, Ludipus. Josh, do you got any other hats to wear? I'd have to go get some. I got a few hats. Nothing too exciting. The one I had set aside was a PlayStation hat that I have, and I don't know where I put it. So, yeah. Your hair is beautiful, Josh. Thank you. Thank you, Will. Love you too, buddy. Thank you, members. Alex Zabel. Will eSIM come to Canada? iPhone 15. Thank you for... the cash, appreciate it. That's very, very generous of you guys. I don't know if eSIM is coming. Is eSIM coming? Do we know yet? Can anyone answer that? Minecraft Let's Plays in this video being in the same timeline is hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was get the Legacy 91 Nike hat. Yeah, so if you look at 91 Tech and you scroll far enough, you'll get to like these random Nike hats. I really do need to buy one. They're, like, really boring. Okay, William has 2 of them, though, so. eSIM coming to the iPhone 15? I hope not. I really prefer physical SIM because it's something you can easily swap out. So if you're going, like, overseas, which I've never done, so. But if you are, you could theoretically swap out prepaid SIMs pretty easily rather than having to do whatever you have to do for an eSIM. I've never even used eSIM. Maybe it's way easier than I think it is. Used to be that was the top search before your channel grew. The 91 Tech hats, yeah, the Legacy hats from Nike. Yeah, they used to be above me in the search engines. Rough times, man. That was how I knew I made it. It was when I was, like, above Nike. How is your iPhone 14 Pro? 9 months later. Yeah, so I had started a video on that, and maybe I should actually do it, because I don't seem to post very much these days, it feels like. I'm just, like, it's so difficult to... There's always so many things I want to do, and then I just don't end up getting them done, and then I get sidetracked on things. Like, there's a mini PC that is actually pretty awesome, not gonna lie. It was sent to me, and I'm working on a video on that one right now. But anyways, which I don't plan to do a lot more mini PC content, by the way. That's kind of a one-off, but I got offered a couple more, and I was like, they look kind of cool, I'm sure. And it's pretty sweet, actually. But anyways, iPhone 14 Pro 9 months later. It's great. I mean, it doesn't feel different than my 13 Pro. I could use the 13 Pro another year easy. I mean, the 48 megapixel camera, like, I've gotten some great photos with this thing. I think that the low light photos I've taken with this thing really impress. I've really... Just the way they do it, I really like the look. The blacks are, like, actually black, and it's not grainy or anything, and it is a bit soft sometimes, but overall the phone is just fantastic. But I mean, I would hope so, considering it was like $1,500 or whatever Canadian, so with taxes. Forcing eSIM on people when it's not properly matured yet isn't fair. Are there actual downsides? I just assumed eSIM was as good as regular SIM in terms of functionality. Are there actual downsides besides you can't physically swap them? Like, I'm not a fan of going digital in some of these things because there's always, you're just so reliant. You're just getting more and more reliant on these companies to, do things for you, right? And the more physical options you have, you can kind of, I don't know, you can kind of work things out yourself. You don't have to, does that make sense? I'm not saying it very well, but Mr. Toad there, Jeswa Toad. Hey, just popping by to say, been watching your vids for years and appreciate the effort you put into editing, music choice, commentary style, etc. Hoping you're having a good day. Thank you. You too. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I've definitely put in the work over the years for this stuff, and I love doing it mostly. So I really, it means a lot. Yeah, because I spend way more time editing than I ever used to. I color correct everything and all this stuff. That I never used to do. Why did you start the channel? Originally I wanted to make like hockey montages. Was like what I was doing initially. And I liked making videos in general. I was in broadcasting in middle school and all this stuff, and I would make little skits with friends that were really bad, but I thought they were funny at the time because I was a kid. And so YouTube just like, that's where you put videos, right? So if you're going to make a video, why make it for just yourself? So you put it on YouTube. And then I always was a tech fan, an Apple fan. And so I made the iPhone 4 video. And it was really because that video had 30,000 views or whatever it had, that I made any more because it was so much more successful than anything else. Like all my hockey videos would get like a couple hundred views, or it used to be, I remember like spamming refresh on the page to get the number up artificially. So I don't even know how many views they actually got, but I remember that because it conked out at, I think it was like 301 or something. And then YouTube would basically be like, something's a little sus, a little off here about these clicks, and that's when they would like check, and then it would be stuck at 300 views until you actually got 300 views, and then it would start going up again. So I remember doing that. Yeah, so basically the hockey videos didn't do well, but the tech videos did do well, so I started doing more tech videos. I'm gonna fall really behind here, guys. Apologies in advance. Members stand out, so I'll try to make sure I get your guys's number one because you've got the little star beside your name. Have you ever been at any point tempted to switch to editing on a Mac full time? Definitely. I mean, there's an iMac there and another iMac there, and then somewhere behind the green screen is a MacBook Pro, the M1 Max, or this not the highest tier, the 14-inch model. Yeah, I mean, I use Sony Vegas currently for editing, which is still not good. Like, I don't recommend Vegas really, but the thing is when I was 11, this is when I started getting interested in making videos because my middle school had a huge broadcasting thing, and they had won some sort of like $20,000 grant from Best Buy before I got there. So they bought basically like that era iMac almost, or it was a little, I guess it would have been 2011, so they would have been thick still, I think, thick boys. But they bought a whole suite of them, and they had this really high quality cameras and everything for like this awesome broadcasting club. And I wanted to get in. You had to apply for it, and not everybody got in. Very few really did. So I wanted to be an editor specifically. Most people applying wanted to be like in front of the camera. No. I wanted to be an editor, and so I wanted to practice editing. So that summer before I got to middle school, I got Sony Vegas Pro 11. And I edited with it on my parents' crappy Windows laptop. And so that's how I got started with Vegas. And skip, 13 years down the line, 12 years down the line, I'm still using Magix Vegas now, because I'm really fast with it. I am quite, even though it takes me so long to make these videos, like when it comes to the audio editing and stuff, like I just feel like I'm quick with it. And Final Cut feels more clunky to me because I'm just not as used to it. I like Final Cut a lot, though. We used Final Cut in broadcasting, I guess. No, we didn't. Yes, we did. We used iMovie and Final Cut. I think we used both. But anyways, yeah, I should switch from Vegas probably. Like, it crashes on me constantly. But I'm so, I don't know. I'm just really comfortable with it, I guess. Bro, I thought he was all Mac already. Nope. This is streamed from a PC. This is my gaming PC. I need to upgrade it, but, I don't need to. It's pretty good. It's 9900K in there, but, So it was originally for hockey. Anyways, your content is excellent. Keep up. Thank you. Appreciate it. That means a lot. DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, DaVinci. Okay, I use DaVinci as well. I use DaVinci for like the video parts, for color correction and all that. DaVinci all the way, 100%. DaVinci is fantastic, and the fact that it's free. I have it like I have the paid version because I got my Blackmagic camera, the Pocket 6K or whatever. So I got DaVinci for free, the paid version, and it's awesome. Like the fact that you can get any version of that for free is insane. Like that wasn't a thing when I bought Vegas Pro 11. Like there were no good free video editors except for like iMovie, and that was it. Does Vegas still crash constantly? Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I switched to Premiere or something. Well, everyone says the same thing about Premiere crashing. It's more powerful, and that's I've used Premiere a bit, but I prefer the audio editing for me on Vegas just feels so simple. I don't know. Where's my Final Cut Pro gang at? I don't know. I use that. I do use Final Cut when I'm out on the road. If I'm gone somewhere, I use Final Cut on my laptop. Bonjour, Sam. Sam here. Hello, Sam. Have you ever used Premiere Pro? Yes, I have. In fact, used Premiere Pro. I wanted to switch to it at one point, but Adobe's pricing and it just didn't happen anyway. Ever used Linux? Yes, not a lot, but for server stuff and just messing around with things, yes, I've used Linux. Not a lot. Not very good with it. What is your top 5 smartphones? Yes, you've asked me this. I got to answer this. Top 5 smartphones of all time. Sorry, people don't understand 90% of the Mac lineup is not great for streaming. Not a great streaming platform. Well, for one thing, you can't really game on Mac. So yeah, I would inherently agree. I would agree. Okay, top 5 smartphones. Shifting the conversation here. iPhone 10, iPhone 4, iPhone 5, maybe. It's gonna be all iPhones because I'm an iPhone user. So like I feel like I shouldn't be all iPhones, but it kind of is. iPhone 5, that was the 5S, maybe number 4. Like the 5 above the 5S just because iOS 6. Maybe the 11 Pro. I really liked my 11 Pro Max. It was a big upgrade at the time. And then the 3GS, I don't know, 4S. Like it's on the spot. It's too difficult to do 5. What does the Minecraft server run on? We actually use a service. We use a service for it. So whatever they have it, probably, I don't know. They probably run it on Linux. I'm not actually sure. Thoughts on Final Cut being a subscription service on iPad? I don't like it. I hate subscription services when it comes to programs like this. Like I feel like if you buy a version of something, you should just own it forever. The nice thing about subscription services, you get all the updates for free. That's the biggest thing. Like Vegas, I buy it individually, so I'm actually a version behind. I'm using Vegas Pro 19. The newest is 20, but then 21 is going to be out in probably August because they release it like August every year. So I'm just waiting and I'll buy it then, right? And it's just because I forgot last year to buy the new one. So, you know, there is an advantage there for subscription models, but generally speaking, I don't like the fact that you can't use it if you're not still paying. I don't know. I like owning things, I guess. Like I like having a key and just knowing that this is mine and I own it and I can reinstall it on as many machines as I want and whatever. Is 4 gigs of RAM enough to edit 1080p? Probably, but like 4 gigs of RAM is very little these days. I would not be wanting to use a computer with 4 gigs of RAM. I'm not sure. It depends on the PC itself. If it's a Mac, like yeah, 4 gigs of RAM with iMovie, sure. To be fair, Samsung wasn't all that great until like the S10, especially when they used TouchWiz. TouchWiz was horrible. I would argue that it's not that they weren't great. It's that, I mean, it depends on taste, right? Like I was never a huge fan of Samsungs back in the day because I thought they were really cheap because they were made of plastic. So that was a very common thing was people kind of saw them as cheap. I saw them as cheap because they were made with plastic. But at the same time, I didn't really think too hard about the benefits of that, like swappable batteries and things like that. That's stuff that they don't have anymore. And that was really nice back in the day, 10 years ago. So I think the S6 is actually really when Samsung hit a turning point. funnily enough, but their design got so much better. The S6 was a disaster, but their design was a huge improvement. And then the S7 was solid because it used the design, but added back some of the stuff they got rid of, and then eventually get rid of again. I'd recommend 8 gigs at the minimum. Yeah, 8 gigs these days is absolute minimum. Ideally, you want 16, because in like 2 years from now, people are going to be saying 16 is probably the absolute minimum. So actually, you know what? It probably depends on how much RAM Apple's sticking in their computers. If they're only sticking 8 gigs at the minimum still, then that'll probably still be the minimum. Would you ever do living with the 4S for a week or similar phone again? Yeah, so for those who don't remember, because it was like 2018, so 5 years ago now, I did a video called Living with the 4S for a week. And that was a painful week. I actually did it. Like, it was legit. I used a 4S for an entire week, which isn't like that long of a time, I suppose, but I was coming from my iPhone 10, I think. So it was or 10 or 10S. So it was a pretty drastic drop off in quality of life. And the 4S was so slow. So slow. I don't think I could live with the 4S again. Like, I think it's too old. Like, I would miss out on certain things. Like, would even Discord work on it and things that I like use all the time? I don't know if it would even work. I'd have to. I think I'm done with the 4S for a while, because I did that video last year, the big retrospective. So that's kind of my sign off for it. The iPhone 4 was kind of the same thing in 2020 when I did a 10-year video, because like, I can't just repeat the same video for infinity, as much as I might seem to anyways. Discord wouldn't work. I've tested it before. Okay. Yeah, because like the latest supported versions of these apps sometimes still work. Like Instagram probably still somewhat works on the 4S to some extent. TikTok, until very recently, I think, was like iOS 9 minimum supported version. So you could still use TikTok on your 4S. You can't as of now. I think it's iOS 10 now or something. But excited for the new iPhone 15 lineup in September. Yeah, I guess. I mean, every year it's like, at this point, phones are getting pretty boring. There's just not a lot of drastic differences. So I'm excited in that it's always an exciting time in general, I think. Everybody's kind of hyped for the new phone, and there's just general... It's like there's kind of like an air of excitement around iPhone season that doesn't really hit for any other tech product, I don't think. It's just a good time to be a tech fan. Would you live with the 6S for a week? See, the 6S would be very, very doable. It's funny because it's like 6S, 4S, that's 2015, 2011, right? So 4 years in there, and the quality of life difference on the 6S versus the 4S is like just absurd jump, because now you're going to iOS 15, and yeah, it would be fully usable. What would be the equivalent? Because 2018, the 4S was 7 years old. This year, the 6S is... No, the iPhone 7 is 7 years old, right? So the equivalent of living with the 4S from that video in 2018 would be living with the iPhone 7. How much easier of a challenge does that seem? Like, it seems so easy. You could do it with a 5S running iOS 12. Yeah, that would probably be a closer equivalent. Except, I mean, the thing is, the difference is the 5S on iOS 12 really isn't, like... It isn't painfully slow like the 4S was on iOS 9. iOS 9 was just brutal for that ½ gigabyte of RAM. It was just pain. It was just pain. That poor phone was so far behind. Anyone else have audio cutting in and out? Uh-oh. It's on YouTube's end. Okay. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't see anything here that would be causing that. Unless it cuts me when I'm clipping, but I don't seem to be clipping. Yeah, the S6 was terrible. It was probably pretty bad. I've got a soft spot for the S6. I drowned one of them though, so it's just because like I started looking at Samsung differently after the S6 came out, just because I actually liked the design, and it was glass, and like I liked glass on phones, on the back of phones. Of course, that ends up being every phone nowadays, but going from the iPhone 4, right? Which it's still crazy to me that the iPhone 4 was the first modern smartphone, and I don't think it's particularly close, because it had the glass back, stainless steel frame. It looked good. It was too small compared to now, but it was just a solid phone. Minus antenna gate. We don't talk about antenna gate. try the 5S6 for a week. Can you do a 2023 retrospective video on the iPhone 8 Plus? So in the works, I don't have it with me here, but somewhere back there, I've got my mom's old 8 Plus, and so I'm going to do a typical in 2023 review for it. As for a retrospective, I'm kind of torn. What do you guys think? Because I'd like to do like what I did with the iPhone. First off, I need to update the iPhone 7 retrospective from last year because it got hit with copyright issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and kind of add a little bit to it regarding iOS 17 and some of the current context that we have now, because the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10 didn't get iOS 17, which means the iPhone 7 is on the same level as them in terms of yearly updates. So there's a little bit more context to add into that video. But then, there's the death of the iPhone 8, death of the iPhone 10. I'm thinking 2 separate videos probably for those would make sense. The only thing is I feel like there's a lot of overlap, so I don't know if I do it in a way where maybe I could do the iPhone 8 retrospective and have it kind of lead into the iPhone 10 retrospective. Like that could be kind of a part 2. Might not be a bad idea. Although, I mean, they announced them at the same time is the only thing, so I don't know. But anyways, eventually something will probably happen. What is your thoughts on the EU law forcing Apple to redesign the iPhone for replaceable batteries in 2027? I didn't realize that was a thing now. I'm always torn on these things. I don't really like governments regulating certain things because it can lead to, well, I mean, when they're big company, I mean, Apple's so big. That's the issue with regulation like this is that it can hinder innovation, and forcing a replaceable battery, like how do you even do that with how phones are currently built? How would Samsung doesn't even do that. Like nobody does that anymore. I don't know what you do there. I don't know how I feel about that. 2027's a ways away. Apple will probably find a loophole. Hey Josh, I want to say thank you. I watched your iPhone 11 review once iOS 16 was coming. I bought it in November. You're the reason I bought the iPhone 11. Very huge upgrade from the iPhone 7. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, no, the iPhone 11 is a great phone. So I appreciate that. I love comments like that where it's just like, hey, you helped me choose this phone, and I really like it. It's like awesome. I love that because that's why I have started doing those videos. Hey Josh, you are my role model. Thank you for inspiring me to start a channel. Appreciate that. STech11, thank you. And that's just really nice to say. Will you do a Google Pixel 1 in 2023 video? When was the last time I did Pixel reviews? Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2020? So maybe. I guess I could probably... They probably deserve another look. I feel like I'd be pretty hard on the first Pixel nowadays versus how I was. Like, I used to like the first Pixel, but in hindsight, it wasn't really a good phone. Like, I don't know. From Neo YouTube, do you think that Apple will go full screen in 2027 for the 20th anniversary? Are they not already full screen? I mean, I guess kind of not. 2027 is too far away, I think. Like, I could see folding phones. Maybe that'd be the year they go to folding phones. Who knows? It's really hard to gauge. Like, 4 years from now, I think it also depends on how well the Vision Pro headset is doing, because I wouldn't be surprised if it really takes off. They had some sort of Vision Lite headset that connects to your phone, and your phone acts as the hub. That I could see happening too. So, who knows? Water-resistant phones with replaceable batteries have existed. I don't think that's a very good reason. That's not what it... Yeah, but the thing is that you're looking at having to do plastic or something that's easy to take apart. And so you're losing that level of quality that you get with glass and stainless steel blending together and perfectly sealing. Plus, you're not going to be as water resistant if the battery is replaceable. That's just a fact. There's no way, because you can't have that adhesive sealing anymore. Yeah, the S5 was water resistant. So it even had a little thing, like a plug for the charging hole. Charging port. The 15 Pro will be very close to full screen. They already are. I mean, they can only go so far, right? From Paraguay. I actually said that pretty well. Paraguay? Yeah, that's how you say that. Hi, and from Iran, Ezio. Hi, I'm your fan from Iran. That rhymes, man. Hey, man, I'm your fan from Iran. I prefer I run or I jog. No, I'm joking. Good to see you guys. What are your thoughts on digital games versus physical? So it's funny because in theory I'm a physical game guy. In practice, I'm a digital game guy because I'm lazy. And it's a lot easier to buy it online and then never have to switch out the disc than to not do that. So digital games, as long as those games are yours forever. Like Steam is pretty good with it, but the problem is when games have DRM and stuff and online, they can kind of like, what is it? They did it, Ubisoft did it with like an Assassin's Creed or something where you like Liberation, unless they backtracked, but you like couldn't play that game online anymore, or you couldn't play that game anymore because they shut down the servers. And, you know, if it's a single player game, that makes zero sense. So I'm not a fan of that sort of situation. And that's where a physical game, as long as it can be played offline, I guess, would at least make up, like, you'd still be able to play it. Some older, PC games, you don't have much choice anymore. Like, they barely sell physical PC titles, right? I feel like I see them in Walmart here and there, but, I mean, most people don't even have disk drives anymore, so, including me. I've got an external one. Josh the Poet, and I don't even know it. Not necessarily. Oh, the waterproofing. We could make a glass back that seals the phone with some sort of custom design. That would be innovation. If they could do a replaceable battery, that would be great. They're not going to want to. And if they did, I don't know. I just don't see it being... I just don't know how you do it without really compromising on the current design, I guess. I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched Josh. Well, stick around. Please don't leave me. I fear how many of those glass backs will instantly be shattered by flexing or whatever, though. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, if they're like... Yeah, because if it's a replaceable battery and you got to pull off the glass back, there would always be like a risk of it snapping or something too. When do you think the PS6 will release? Yeah, so the PS6 was mentioned in the court, right? With like Xbox, because Xbox is trying to buy Activision, and they said they wouldn't send them any developer models or whatever for it. When will it release? It probably should. Okay, that sound is my water bottle, by the way. I think it was 2013, then 2020, so 2027, right? That would be the pattern. And then the PS3 was 06. So yeah, 7 years is the pattern currently. I mean, I guess 27 will be my prediction. They could use one sooner though. Like the PS5 is already falling behind in terms of like they could use a PS5 Pro. I don't think they're going to do one because like the first almost 3 years of the console's life, 2 years at least of the console's life was so delayed, like people couldn't get their hands on them, but now you can. So I guess 27 is my prediction then. Yeah. EU should not be trying to dictate how tech should be made. Challenge impossible. Yeah, it's a tough one, right? Because sometimes it's consumer friendly stuff and you're like, oh, that sounds kind of nice, but I don't know, like how far does this forcing, like what if suddenly Apple needs to be able to run Android apps or something, like, oh, Android apps, well, I mean, I guess that's not a bad thing. I don't know. If it's pro-consumer, at least there's that, right? It's always a tough choice with regulation. The PlayStation 5 just started to become available. The PS5 Pro will come out soon. Are there actual reviews? Or rumors of the PS5 Pro? Because I've heard, like, nothing about it, if there is. Will you make a video about the first iPhone in 2023? Maybe. Who knows? I think it's like, what is there to talk about at this point? Nothing's changed, right? That's the thing, is nothing's changed in the last few years since I did my last video on the first iPhone. The only thing that's really changed is my quality of content has gotten significantly better camera, better editing, all of that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess if I waited for the 20-year anniversary, it'd be 27. So what is this? Is it 25 years? No, 25, or sorry, 15 years would have been last year. So this would be 16 years later this year. We'll see. What is your favorite iPhone color? That's a good question. I love the orange of the 10R. The coral color was pretty good. Probably not my favorite, though. I don't know. I think the silver iPhone 10 I just liked because it looks so close to the 4S/4. That might be my favorite, even though I never get silver phones anymore. Or the white ones, whatever they're called. I'm currently using the purple. I like the purple, actually. It's quite nice. It's funny, if you go back 10 years when I made like that iPhone 4 review from iPhone 4 in 2014, you were like, hey Josh, in 10 years you're going to own a purple phone. Be like, what? that's for girls. The EU forcing USB-C is a good thing still. I mean, if they have normal USB-C everywhere, I'd be very happy. I hope Sony drops the price to the base PS5 to $400 and the digital one to $299 if they $299 if they release a Pro version. Yeah, I don't know. These companies don't seem to like dropping prices. Like the Switch is like the same price as it's always been, right? Pretty much. But that's Nintendo. So what really needs an upgrade is the Switch. The Switch desperately needs a new console, and it's like I've been playing lots of Tears of the Kingdom. Love the game. Like, part of me really wants to just do a video on it, even though it's completely irrelevant to my channel content, but it's so good. I might do a Switch 2 video, like about rumors, just so I can talk about Tears of the Kingdom, because the game is that fun. And I wasn't even a fan of Breath of the Wild, really. Like, it was really hyped up for me, and so when I played it, I enjoyed it. I got about halfway through it. I did 2 of the Guardians, and then I was just, like, kind of burnt out. And the world felt kind of like just a lot of space, but not a lot going on, versus like, because I was expecting something closer to Skyrim, where it's like you can't walk 2 feet and you get like a dozen quests. This game, I think, balances exploration, but also just a ton of side stuff to do really well, Tears of the Kingdom. And also navigating is way better now, because you can just make vehicles and go around and stuff like that. But it pushes the Switch to its limits hard. Like, the Switch chugs in some places with a lot of objects going on, a lot of physics objects. It just chugs. And it's already, like, the game looks pretty good, but it's low res. You know, it's 720p or whatever, and it's just... I would love... I would love to play that game in 60 FPS at 4K, right? And that's why a few years back, what I wanted them to do was, like, in... you guys remember the Vita TV? Was that what it was called? PlayStation TV? That was like, it was a PS Vita, but it was just small and it hooked up to your TV. I want something like that for a Switch, but it plays 4K. It just plays Switch games normally, but in 4K. All it does is upscale. That would be great. Like one that, like true 4K, mind you, not like just, you know, AI upscaling. That would be cool. But we're too late for that now. Like, the Switch hardware is too old. It's 6 years old this year. So hopefully next year they do something new, I guess. And I mean, the OLED was supposed to be the Pro model, allegedly, but they because of the shortages, they couldn't do it. So they skipped it. So there is no Pro model, and that's probably going to be the Switch 2. Members only Tears of the Kingdom video. Let's go. Legend of Zelda, worth it in 2023. Should have made the Switch Pro the OLED model. Yeah, that was the plan. Supposedly that was the original plan, but because it was like 2021 and there was still huge shortages everywhere, they just couldn't have it widely available had they gone the Pro route. And I think that makes sense, because like the bezels are thinner and it feels more like, I feel like the design would have been the same. It feels like a Pro model, but the hardware is the same as the 2017 practically. So Halo Infinite was a good example of, okay, yeah, Breath of the Wild is like 3,000 tiers above Halo Infinite. Definitely, don't get me wrong. Halo Infinite is a dead, boring world. It's still fun, because like the core mechanics of Halo are fun, but, and the grapple hooker was pretty cool. But like, yeah, no, that was a terrible open world. Could probably do with more memory. The Switch could do with everything. Everything needs upgraded. And there's an inherent problem with going with these portable consoles, because like if you look at the Steam Deck as well, it's already behind. Like it's already older. But Steam, I like that Valve is sticking with it. They said they're not making a new one for like a long time, which is good, because if they did, then it just screws over everyone who buys it. But if you have like one platform where you make, you get devs specifically making sure that game works for that system, so it has a wide user base rather than an upgrade every 2 years or whatever. And so I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm gonna go. Bye guys. See you, Roblox. How excited are you for Starfield? Yes, that is probably the number one hyped game I have now this year after Tears of the Kingdom. So, and I wasn't even that hyped. I wasn't expecting much from Tears, so I was really surprised and very, very much enjoyed it. Starfield, I am looking forward to as a huge Skyrim fan. I have videos on Skyrim on my channel, for crying out loud. Skyrim fan, and maybe we should watch one of those. And Fallout 4 I loved. I love Bethesda titles for all their flaws, but there hasn't really been a Bethesda title for me since Fallout 4 in 2015, which I got like at launch, I think, because Fallout 76 was okay. Elder Scrolls Online, I tried it and I got super bored and turned it off. It's not my kind of game. So Fallout New Vegas, fantastic game. Of course, that's not Bethesda, I guess, but Obsidian's cool too. Like the Outer Worlds was okay. It was decent. I am curious to see what they do with their Skyrim clone that they're making. The Switch's CPU is slower than an Apple A9. I'm pretty sure. It's like iPhone 7, lesser than the iPhone 7 equivalent hardware, which was 2016. So what would be awesome is if Apple teamed up with Nintendo and made like an M processor for the Switch. That would be great. But like an M3 in there, can you imagine? The GPU of the Switch is also underclocked. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that's like not. I think I saw a video too of like hack Switch where they clocked up the memory, they overclocked the memory, and it was running way better tiers. Like a lot of the frame drops were just gone. So it could pump out more performance, but because even in docked mode, because battery life's an issue, but not in docked mode, so I don't know. In handheld mode, it makes fun. How do you feel about framework laptops? Are those the sort of laptops that you like put together with parts? Wow. But like, what's the word? Modular. Are they modular? Is it like that? Because I would say those are probably overpriced and also probably not gonna be super popular if they're anything else or if they're anything like past modular projects. Remember that Google phone they were doing that was going to be modular? That was pretty cool, and then it never happened. Opinion on CRT TVs. Ooh. Best way to play old games for sure. CRTs are awesome. I love CRTs, and I wish I had like a really. I mean, my uncle has a Commodore monitor that I could probably borrow again. I should do that. But who remembers the playing Skyrim and Apple Watch video? Yeah, that was a video that happened. Dude, okay, the response to that video was not good. Like, people were mad at me for that. I was surprised. That's why I don't do a lot of goofy videos like that anymore. I was, like, disappointed to see so many people were unhappy about it. But, oh boy. All right, well, let's switch this up now and go into the meme review, shall we? Tech meme review, and just to do save. Okay. All right. Thank you, Space. Oh, you sent me PS5 Pro rumors too. I'll look at those after. Copy and paste. I'm a PC Pro user. Okay. All right, I haven't seen any of these, so Space chose the best for me, and we're just going to go through some awful tech memes. Oh, gosh. All right, y'all ready for this? For the first ever 91 Tech meme review. Wow. That's better. Did I show anything bad? I don't think so. I don't think so. That was my that was just the page of the stream. I think we're okay. Dear. Okay, meme review, boys. Let's go. iCloud storage is full. Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. Just the big pop-up. Could you imagine just in front of whatever you're doing? I can definitely see that happening and it being very irritating. Well, they just like shut down your thing until you like pay for more storage. I can see that as well. Okay, what's next? Windows 2000. Okay, it's okay. I think I understand what's happening here. It's like Windows titles and like the numeric value. Yeah, because I guess they have gone from. But where's XP, huh? You couldn't chart XP on here, or 11? Okay, all right. Sure. Steal a Huawei phone, put it back. Fair enough, I suppose. But like, can we talk about the photo being used here? He's got like a he's like sitting down in the second image looking at the Huawei phone, and then he gets up and finds her again and puts it back. I like to just imagine he like has to track her back down. Settings. Oh my, okay. What is even happening here? Oh, this is a disaster. Is this is like a, oh geez, what is this? This is Android, I think. It looks like an iPhone. It's got the notch, but it's Android on the bottom. This is probably just a very severely jailbroken phone, if I had to guess, but it sure looks like an Android trying to be an iPhone. Unless it's like an iPhone clone that specifically looks like an iPhone, because is that a real iPhone? I cannot tell. I think it is. I think it is an iPhone that's just jailbroken, but I could be wrong. Windows 500 when, yeah. How should I become a good YouTuber like you? I have an HP laptop, which is not very powerful. I mean, like, your phone can take video, your phone can even edit video. So, you know, if you have a cool idea, just do it. But don't put your life savings on it, though. It's never a good idea. Is the iPad 2 good in 2023? It wasn't good in 2020 or 2017. No, iPad 2 is fine for like video streaming, probably. A non-binary person's word. Okay. But okay, yeah, because it is all right. Oh, okay. Oh, now there is no sound. I don't even get this one. I don't even get. I'm not a Linux user, I guess. I don't even get this one. You don't get this one either. What is this? What is this trying to say? I feel like an old man. I don't understand. It's a snorkel. Oh my gosh! I can tell what it is, but man, it's a lot of not a lot of pixels, I guess. A snorkel attachment. Can you imagine? That would work well, though. That would be great. That's. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't see that before. That does look like a scuba gear setup. That's great. Can you buy me a Samsung? Instructions unclear. I bought you a. This is like what you would find on Facebook. You would find this on Facebook. This is something my dad would have like a good chuckle at, like because it's not the phone. It's the. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. This is a good meme. Surrender, artist, you are obsolete. Obsolete these nuts, Tin Man. Wow. This is high quality content, boys. Oh my gosh, man. Linux sound drivers. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. POV, the year is 2035 and HR is about to fire you. 2035, man. Oh, the smile is so unnerving there. I don't know what it is. It looks like it looks fake. What is going on? I don't like that at all. Why are the teeth so white? Me watching WWDC 23 Vision Pro. I don't fully get this one. Wait, you weren't expecting the Vision Pro? I feel like people were expecting the Vision Pro. I don't understand. Brain too small. Listening to the snail in my ear telling me to buy 91 Tech merch. I don't think I have merch right now, but I think we all need this snail in our lives, to be honest. Telling you to become a 91 Tech member. Me, 91 Discord discussing Asian compact cars in general. Dude, the general chat can get real weird. I love that. It's great. Toilet paper, desperate times. Yeah, that's good times, man. Good times. That's quite the I wonder how many recommended pages just got like ruined because people watched a single video about toilet paper. Oh dear. 34.49, 3100, $15. The bomb has been planted. But like you buy the cheap PSU, so it's gonna end up exploding. Probably, yeah. Don't cheap out on your PSU, boys. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Match each header with the correct label. Oh yeah, this is awful. I hate this. This is the worst thing about building a PC is trying to figure out all the pins. Oh, that's too accurate. I don't like it at all. This isn't even. This is just like what they had on screen or whatever. There was a weird guitar, man. I don't. Craig is great. I like that he's embraced his meme. His meme infamy. Average 2016, 2019 MacBook Pro fan. Average 2011 enjoyer. Oh. Wait. Oh, it's not working on them. Rip. To reboot. That's funny. I like that. There's a twist. There's a twist. I like it. Yeah, I mean, those old MacBooks were upgradable, so they're great, but if you're still using it, might be a little rough. They are pretty old. Do these have sound? Should I be...
Simply tap to select, flick to scroll,
Check it out, Mama. Subway Surfers TikTok.
And use your voice to dictate.
Oh, dear. Yeah, no, yeah, I should have a... If I put Subway Surfers underneath this video, we'd probably have like 10 times the viewership right now. Oh my gosh, what is this monstrosity? That's the... Who was asking about the 2027 iPhone? This is it right here. This is what you get. Okay, that's enough for now. We'll come back for the rest of that. Is there a lot more? There seems like there's a lot here, so we'll come back. I'm gonna catch up with chat now. Oh dear. Look at this photo of the moon I took with my Samsung phone. Isn't it so cool? Uh-oh. Wow, it looks exactly like every other moon photo for some reason. Are you ever gonna make a video about the first generation iPad Pro? Yeah, I've had it for a long time. I probably should, right? The snail that Space posted right after that comment is appropriate because I've been so slow with getting that done. Should I continue editing on iMovie on my iPhone XR if it's working for you? I mean, I haven't used mobile iMovie, so I don't since the old days, so I don't know how good it is. Do you have a 40 series card? No, I have I had clips where there was a 4090 in the background, but it wasn't for me. It was for someone else's build, unfortunately. I have a 3080 Ti. I had to hesitate for a sec. Now rate them all. I guess it is a review, right? The GPU on those models would die constantly. Is the 11 pretty bad? I know the 08 and stuff is really infamous for bad GPUs. The 2008 MacBooks, but I think I have one with a dead GPU. Maybe not. Still wondering if the 6000 series cards dying was only a problem with Macs. Is that what was in them at that time? I don't know. What is your favorite Mario Kart game? Ooh. The one for the DS. The one for the DS back in the day. That was great. Do you think the iPhone 10 could have made it to iOS 17? Yeah, that's I almost did a whole video on that and then I didn't. Yeah, I'm surprised. I was a little surprised. I was kind of like, my head theory was maybe the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus would get left behind, but then the 10 would get iOS 17. So I was a little surprised it didn't. I mean, like, could it handle it? Sure. Any of the current phones could handle it compared to like the 4S on iOS 9. That's not even close. The 5S would probably run iOS 17 better than the 4S would run iOS 9. So yes, it could have run iOS 17. Should it have? Maybe. I don't know. 6 years is pretty good for support, and you got another 2 years of security updates plus general support from apps. So it's not the end of the line. I think it's better to be safe and have it end on a version where it's still fast than to run it into the ground to the point that it gets slow like they did with the 4S. So I'm okay with it. I think it probably could have run iOS 17, but it didn't need to. Hi, man. Hi. iPhone should use M1. Well, I mean, I think the underlying tech is very similar, is it not? The first, like, prototype or the developer kit for like Apple's ARM chipsets, the M1 was like an A14, I think. So it's all ARM. So an iPhone with an M1 would just straight up burst into flames. That's why they need to put the M1 in a Switch, man. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. Yeah, I think phones are so powerful at this point that it's like, well, they're not even hardly upgrading like the processing this year, according to rumors, right? So also the M1 couldn't fit inside an iPhone chassis. Yeah. Oh, it was the A12Z. You're right. You're totally right. I think it was the A12Z that was used for the dev kits. But it's based on the A14. That would make sense too. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted one of those dev kits. I could have theoretically tried to get one because I was an Apple dev, so I could have like bought one, I think, but I didn't. I have a developer account. Did you hear Hogwarts Legacy is coming to Switch? How? How the heck is it going to be able to run it? It's going to be like 1 frame per second. That's unbelievable. I don't know how these developers get some of these games running on Switch the way they do. It's very impressive because the hardware of the Switch is like a Wii U practically. Like it's, oh, my camera died. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, hello. It's my webcam because my camera died. Maybe this is a good sign that we should end this here. It's only been an hour, but honestly, I'm getting kind of peckish. I haven't eaten today. But I'd like to do these streams more often. I just don't want to show in case there's like anything over there that I shouldn't be showing. Oh man, I'm zoomed in now. Is that better? A little bit? Not really. We're going to end it here, I think. This was fun. I want to do streams more often. I'm thinking potentially multiple per month. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, you can see Cola one last time. Just got here, but have a good one. Thank you. This was fun, guys. And I think we could probably react to some more older videos too. Those are always fun to cringe at. Just joined. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna like suddenly spike up in viewership as I get ready to leave. Okay, yes, I know you don't understand, but you're saying goodbye to all the people. Look at all those people you're saying goodbye to. He made iOS sound so tasty that I finally bought a 10S to try it out. I hope you enjoy it, man. I hope I haven't misled you. That would be bad. 10S still a good phone. So battery life can be a little meh, but otherwise it's a good phone. But Cola says goodbye. Thank you to all of you who are members on the channel. Hugely appreciate it. It does mean the world, and that's why I'm doing these streams practically for you guys. And also I want to do more of those kind of long form videos, and that's we'll see. But no, really do appreciate it, and appreciate all of you for tuning in. It was fun. Streams are going to become more regular. That's kind of the goal, I think, is to make streams kind of like not too crazy of a. Anyways, if you have ideas for streams or whatever, definitely hit me with them, even on Discord or wherever, in the today's videos chat and all that. So, nice cat. All right, with that, we're gonna get going. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Josh from 91 Tech. This is Cola from 91 Tech. Hello. And we will see you all in the next one. Next time. Bye for now. Thanks, guys.